personalities in the entertainment community, broad swath, just all the way across. Entertainers, producers, singers, dancers, anything I can bring in here. That's what I want to do. Because this is WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. So before we get started, I have a guest tonight. That's we go back a long ways. He's a very uh, talented entrepreneur, entertainer, manage some of everything, which is normally the case on people I bring on my show. But before we get started, uh, if you would hit that like button, share, and subscribe to WJZZ Cool TV, so we can continue to bring you entertainment and information in our community. So tonight we have Mr. Lonnie Polk Jr., who is a longtime friend of mine. As a matter of fact, I admire him immensely in terms of his talent and skills, and we're gonna dive into what he's doing today, what he's done, and what he's going to do. Um, because he's just got an amazing um, road ahead of him. He's not finished yet. So, without further ado, we have Mr. Lonnie Polk. How you doing, Lonnie?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's
I'm
good to
good.
hear. That's
I'm really
always
good. Um, we talk all
yeah,
the time,
all the time.
and there's just so many. I don't even know where to really begin. So we'll go all the way back to when you were recording for Mercury Records. I was so impressed with you when I was growing up. So tell the people a little bit about how you got. Well, let's tell them about where you came from.
Well,
Who is Lonnie Polk?
Lonnie Polk is someone that going back to age 15 in Flint, Michigan, playing in the clubs, after hour clubs at 15 years old, opening for shows with various R&B artists and blues artists, Bobby Blue Bland, oh gosh, the Continentals, the Ink Spots, Denise
And
LaSalle.
Roger, can you turn his volume up a little bit?
So everything started from Flint. I mean, you remember all the clubs there. I mean, that we had there. I mean, the Jolly Six, the Hammer Droppers, the Piece of the Rock, and we just had fabulous clubs. And it was always a place, Papa's Bag. It was always a place for us to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And but it started my contract came from me being at Jolly Six. Uh, and uh, the
I,
group
I
I
know
was,
you. I know you work with a lot of prominent um, musicians and singers. You were telling me about a singer that you you traveled with. I think she managed you or something.
well, I lived with Denise LaSalle. Denise LaSalle was the one
Yeah, yeah,
responsible
yeah,
for me
yeah.
getting my contract with Mercury. Um, and I recorded down in Memphis at High Studios with James and Willie Mitchell, who were at that time doing all of Al Green's hits. And they felt that that was the right vein of music to put me in. Although that's not what Mercury received from me, but they received some songs I had wrote. So Denise was the reason why I got that contract, and
Oh,
from there, I
right.
opening shows for Tyrone Davis, Johnny Taylor, Wilson Pickett, Bloodstone. Oh gosh, Joe Tex, Millie Jackson, all the the what we call back then the chitlin circuit. But that was the grooming. Um, I mean, I'm 17 years old, and they wouldn't sign me
Wow.
until I finished high school. So I'm 17 years old, and I signed a major deal with a label, and my focus is only on getting that deal done with Mercury. And at that time, it was just myself, Jerry Butler, Ohio Players, and Annette Snell. That were the only black artists that were under the R&B umbrella. And it was a
So
it
so
was,
all of this, you originally from Grand Rapids, right?
yes, I'm originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Right.
Yep,
And
yep.
and you and I met very early in your
In
life.
Flint, we, we
We've
I
been
was
knowing each other
we
for
were 14.
many years. Yeah.
Wilson Park days. When I used to try to intimidate people before I walked up on stage, we always talked about that. I always said to them, "Guess what I got for you when I get up on stage?" And I did. And the thing was is that I always felt entertainment was like boxing in a way. You don't have to knock the person out, but you got to let them know when you come out the corner that you got some juice. And we were competitive back then. Now you weren't, but I was a very competitive person. I figured I wanted to be the best, and the only way to be the best is, I had that Muhammad Ali mentality. I'm gonna talk stuff to you, and then I'm gonna prove it to you once we get in the ring. And but I really think Flint, Michigan, because if it wasn't for Flint, Michigan, none of this would have happened. None of it. Uh, and following up from that, I mean, after my record deal with Mercury, I severed ties with them. I was still on the contract. Now I came back to Flint, and you remember the group JCCLB, and we were packing the clubs after hours, high school dances. We were just packing them, and I did that for many, many years. Then got another group. We kind of everybody wanted to retire out of the JCCLB, and we became Alpha. And once again, doing that, performing in all the clubs, and especially up north, we were playing in all the what they considered then top 40 clubs. We were playing covers and things. And then I decided to retire, and I had some guys walk into my life, and that was all because of my cousin Greg Potts. He brought me a cassette over, and I listened to it. I said, "Wow, this is powerful."
Mm.
And they needed some guidance, and that group ended up being Ready for the World. And who I was just talking with one of the members, Willie Triplett, a week ago, and I still consider them one of the greatest groups of the '80s, and very successful. I mean, they went number one on the pop and R&B charts at the same time. If you look it up historically, there's no group that had ever did that. The accomplishment was a lot of work, and I loved every minute of it. But of course, you know, you sever ties. And then I went on my own, and I started working for various artists. Ten City was the second artist. It was Atlantic recording artist. They were out of Chicago. I worked for them. We traveled all over the world. And after that, I started working for Robert Guillaume, who was played Benson, and we did the Robert Guillaume Nancy Wilson tour. It was a very
So
successful tour.
so now all of this was before you recorded with Mercury or
This was
after?
after. This is
Mm.
after Mercury. Yeah, this is well after. I mean, after I found out how the business is of being an artist, I got into the business side of it. And I got into the production side of it. I got
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
managerial side and understanding the whole principles of this business. And there are many principles to it. I don't have to tell you. You know that it's a very structured business, and that's exactly what it is, a business. So after doing the Mercury thing, that's why I said my cousin Greg, when Greg came by with that cassette and I heard their music and I'm hearing what they're doing, and Melvin Riley is just phenomenal artists. I'm listening to their music. I said, yes, I'll work with you guys. Let's do this. It was a long road, and but that's where it started me to go become a tour manager, and I did that for about 40 years, and I did a little bit of everybody, as far as the touring was concerned. Um, Not as many touring, but as a production manager, I worked with Dave Koz, Peter White, late Grover Washington, B.B. King, the Bar-Kays, SOS, Midnight Star, Brothers Johnson. I did late Wayman Tisdale. I did shows with a lot of artists, and I was bringing them to Grand Rapids because there was nothing here. Now I did shows outside, like with Jeff Lober and Marion Meadows and Paul Taylor, and I did things outside of Grand Rapids.
Some are everywhere.
Yeah, but there was nothing here as far as entertainment. When I came back here in '88, Grand Rapids had nothing. I mean, no clubs, no outlet for what musicians are here, and there's a lot. I mean, you got to remember, Switch is from here, as is Al Green, but there's a lot and Adina Howard, Grand Rapids. There's a lot of artists that came from here, but there was no outlet here. That's why I am so appreciative of Flint, because Flint gave me that fuel. That was the fuel. I was the vehicle. You need fuel. And then coming back here to Grand Rapids, I rejuvenated things by just saying, you know what? There's a void here. Let me use the people that I know and people I've worked with and try to establish something here. So I got some independent Black promoters that come here and promote shows, and they're very successful shows. It helped in the sense that I felt that you had to have some type of urban feel to the second largest city in Michigan. I mean, really.
So now, I can remember, we would record in Flint
all night
and write songs together.
All night.
We talk about that a lot.
In our Don Davis days at United Sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna do a station ID right quick, and then we're gonna get back and we're gonna talk about that the Detroit connection.
Okay.
With United Sound.
Yes,
and
sir.
Don Davis and the whole crew down there. So
yes, sir.
Save that thought. We're gonna come back to Mr. Lonnie Polk. Have we covered we haven't covered everything yet. I know we haven't. So you're listening to WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. This is Off the Cuff. I'm Mark Scott, your host, and it is a pleasure to have Mr. Lonnie Polk with me today. So if you like the content that we're presenting to you now, hit that like button, hit that share, and let us know what you think in that comment. It helps our algorithm and it helps us to reach more people. And thank you for that support. WJZZ Cool TV. This is my favorite line, Lonnie.
Okay.
WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. I love doing that. So let's go to when you got here. I tell you what, let's start with you and me working together.
Oh gosh.
And it morphed into United Sound.
Yes, it did, because you had this was before Electric Boogaloo, and we stayed. I practically stayed at your house, man. I mean, we would start at 2:00 and in the afternoon, and I ended up looking up. It's 4 a.m. And at that time, I'm telling my wife, honey, we're working on music all night. Yes, and
yeah.
then you get the Electric Boogaloo thing, and that just topped things off. Really, I started going back to writing, and I was doing stuff that I did on myself, and went down to Detroit and met with Don, and he said, "Man, I really like to have you as a producer."
Don was really impressed with you.
He said, "I want to have you as a producer." He said, "You guys got carte blanche in the studio. With I don't care whoever's recording. If you want time, you got the time. You don't even have to set it on schedule." And we used to just walk in there and start recording, and it was wonderful. I love that man because he was so inspiring, and he was
Yeah,
just right to the point. I mean, he
yeah.
just
He
didn't.
made a great gumbo too.
Yeah, yeah. But he didn't sugarcoat it. He told you what you were getting, and and he knew from my Mercury involvement that I understood what was going on. And he said, "I like the stuff that you did. He would have preferred me to do a different style of R&B, but that's what I was given, and that's what I had to record." And that's when I started working and producing stuff on Yourself. And we did some good songs. We didn't get them released, but it's never too late. And we did some great stuff in the studio, no doubt. Um, and it's been it's been compelling. It really has. And you're kind of the reason behind this too, even more so because when I told Don that I knew you and that we had been knowing each other for so long, he said, "Oh yeah, yeah, you're gonna work with Mark." But I got some other artists. He said, "But you're gonna work specifically with Mark," and that's what I
And
did.
and, and we did some really good material too.
Yeah, we did. And you had a great album. Your album was just really great. Of course, you know how it works with the labels, man. They don't want to
Yeah.
you out there market you in a manner that you need to be marketed. Now it's a different baby. Now you don't have to work. I mean, now it's almost you know the streaming thing. I think that is some of the most chaotic stuff I've ever seen. Now, I mean, that's taking the industry to somewhere it does not need to be at. I just had somebody send me their AI album. They did a whole AI album.
Uh,
Album's slamming, but
yeah,
it's
you were
not
telling me
them.
about that. Yeah.
It's not them. I've got a young man right now here in Grand Rapids, Dante Young. He's done some really good stuff. I'm managing his affairs, and I think he's going to be a good artist. But the industry has changed. You walk into a label now, they just say, "Well, we can guarantee you getting streamed on all them, and hey, we're going to give you X amount of dollars for marketing." Of course, it's all recoupable. So there we go back. It's the same game. It's just different players.
Hmm. Well, I know you've traveled a lot, and you had an involvement. I remember you telling me a story about Shaka Khan.
Yes.
Touch on that a little bit.
Um, when I had it ready, we did a lot of shows, opened a lot of shows with
We'll
her.
go ahead. You tell the story, and you get us
Now,
there.
but see, I don't want to start. I don't want to. There's some things I'm not going to go talk about. Uh,
Okay, okay,
but I
okay.
thought,
That's
but
fair. That's fair
we
enough.
did a lot of shows with Chaka. We did a lot of shows with Frankie Beverly and Mays. We did all of Luther Vandross's tours. I mean, the night we fell in love, all of them, just about all of them. I mean, he loved the group. So when with Chaka, we started with her with it was a busybody tour. That tour consisted of Frankie Beverly, Gap Band, Kool and the Gang, Chaka Khan, Sherelle, and Ready for the World. Oh, and the Gap Band. That's how big this and the ticket price one number $12 to see all those people. And with Chaka, and one of my best friends handles Chaka right now. there's many things that I could say, but I don't, because there's some things I think that and you know this, there's some things we don't talk about.
Mm.
And I think as far as icons is concerned, um, she's right up there. She's right up there with the icons. But to me, my girl's always been Aretha. I've got everything Aretha ever put out, so that's my girl. So when we start looking at, what experiences we've had with different artists and stuff, I try to, some things you stay away from, because some people say, well, no, people like controversy now. No, they don't. No, they don't. It doesn't work for anybody.
Mm.
It doesn't.
Okay. All right. Um, I remember back, and this is probably you probably covered some of this already, but I mean, I'm going to go back a little bit.
Okay.
Um, when we were kids, and we used to do those talent shows,
Wilson
and
Park.
it was so much talent
Oh gosh.
around us. It
Flint.
was hard not to. I mean, it was just a lot of them went on to be legends.
Oh
Some of
man.
them went on to be legends. Some some of them went to school with my brothers, and now they're international entertainers
Okay.
that live in the neighborhood, in our
Right.
neighborhood,
Right.
when we were
Right.
growing up. So I think the um, the collection of talent that was around us, musicians,
Oh gosh.
singers, dancers, um, uh, there was one brother, um, uh, Tony White. He went on to dance with a number of major artists like Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
Thriller, Beat It, Kenny
Mm-hmm.
Lover. Uh, so we were fortunate when we were growing up, to have those all this talent around us. How did that motivate you?
Oh man. You know who motivated me even more when I first heard her? And I know you remember, is Dee Dee Bridgewater. Dee Dee was just phenomenal. When I met you, because you were, I'm gonna tell you, you and your brothers, y'all put it on. I mean, y'all were polished, your performance, and I always looked at that. I always critiqued everyone. And then remember the McCampbell brothers, the corporation, them cats were just, oh my goodness. Then you had Hunt's Determination. Oh God, who else was it? Inner Soul Expression, Hyper Solar Mystics. I mean,
Oh,
oh man,
yeah, yeah.
woo! We had,
I,
oh man, Flint had a, you know what? And the thing is that I went to Detroit and did a couple gigs at the 20 Grand. I think I was 16. And that's the only time I had ever went into Detroit and ever performed. That's the only time I ever performed in Detroit, was at 20 Grand. And I was 16 years old. And after that, I never did anything in Detroit. One of my favorite, if any place in this country, when you think of iconic artists, they all came from Detroit. I mean, can you not? I mean, come on. I mean, the Motown experience. But when I look at that, Flint was like that little Motown. I mean, we had, oh man, if somebody went in there and harvest the talent that was there, man, I think we had some phenomenal groups there, but did nobody pay attention to it. I mean, it was Flint, you know, and then but shop workers, and they got the General Motors people and the AC spark plug people. They're not doing anything there, but we had tremendous artists there, man. And every one of them, I can go down the list and I think of them, and I talk to some of them every once in a while. It's just like with Simeo overall. Simeo wrote one
Oh
of
yeah, yeah,
Kim,
yeah, yeah.
and then Kim Simeo went on
Amazing
Cash
talent.
Flow,
Simeo,
and he
amazing
is
talent.
a monster
Yeah,
drummer,
yeah.
just a monster. I worked with him as well. But one person that I have to mention, and I think if people would have heard him, they would have been extremely impressed with him, and that was our late friend Howard Keels. Howard was unbelievable, man.
Keel.
Howard Keels. And you
Hmm.
remember they had the tassels.
Yeah.
I played guitar behind them. And my band I had called
You know,
Soul.
I knew Howard was talented.
Howard
You
was
know, I knew he was amazing. I just didn't know to what degree. And he was amazing.
he was
His
just,
voice was
oh
pristine.
gosh.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
He and I did those
Can't say
marathons at
enough about
night.
Howard.
Yeah, we did those marathons at night. He had his little house over off of Lippincott. We
Uh-huh.
sit over there all night, man. I
This is in
mean,
Flint, right?
yep, this is a flip all night. I mean, we just write. And I miss him because we talked on a regular basis. I try to stay in contact with everybody that was a part of it's so much history to it. Just to know that some of those folks are still here. Of course, my one of my really close friends and somebody I love dearly, Bernard Terry. And Bernard was,
Hmm.
Bernard, he was the standard.
You know, I think there was a culture of mutual respect throughout that whole community
Yes, it was.
that we were fortunate enough to be a part of.
Yes, it was.
And you know, I was amazed at, you know, the Campbell brothers and all these other guys. I was amazed at them, you know, and you.
Oh man.
You know, I admired you. We had this conversation all the time. You know that, but I admired you for your stage presence, your vocal skills, and your most definitely your writing abilities. Um, you and I have you know, done some work together. Hey, I did that Christmas song.
Yep.
You helped me with that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's Christmas time.
yeah,
Matter of fact, it's playing on one of the stations now,
mhm, yeah.
and which is good. It's one of the smaller stations here, but they like the Christmas song, and they said, "Who is that?" I said, "I've
Yeah,
given you your name." I said, "Go on YouTube, check him out." And they said, "Wow, wow." And like I always said, there are singers and there are vocalists. And Mark, you've always been a vocalist, always, just just able to just. I don't know whether
mm,
it's almost a speechless thing because you think about where we came from, the Flint experience, and I think if everyone had experienced what we did in Flint, they would see what we're talking about. Flint was a phenomenal place for entertainment. Just so much energy there, man. Just that's why I said I Flint is not my hometown. I didn't move there until I was about 12, 13 years old. But I knew when I got there, I could do what I couldn't do here in Grand Rapids. And once I got there, I said, "Oh yeah, I love this. I can do." And if,
mm.
if if I had a time machine, I'd go back. I'd go back just to experience that again because that was probably one of the best times of my life. It wasn't going on the road and playing with well-known artists. It was experiencing the people that I learned from, the people that that was they were influences. I mean, of course, um, all the way from Popcorn with Hunts of Determination. Oh,
Mm, yeah.
took everything. I used to watch him on stage, and I said, "Oh." And then somebody I can't leave him out, Lindsey Horton, who was the lead singer with JCCLB before I ended up joining the group. Lindsey was just a oh man, he reminded me of Eddie Kendricks. He just had that style and that grace on stage. Then there's Baron Garrett out of Flint. There's some bad dudes still, still yourself. I mean, and a lot of them have passed away now, but there's some really phenomenal.
So did you get any of your techniques or styles from any of those artists, like Eddie Kendricks or um, Stylistics, Delphonics?
All of them,
Did any of that rub
all
off
of
on you?
all of them. William Hart, especially William Hart, because William Hart just had that. Eddie was in a class of his own, no doubt. But William Hart, uh, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember my man from Bloodstone. I did that show with him. I said, "Oh, listen to this tenor," and Eddie. But more so, I can go back and say Sam Cooke, Jackie Wilson, um,
Okay.
Donny Hathaway. Um, I try to take a Stevie. I try to take a little bit from all of them because I said, well, how do I develop a style? Well, I said, well, I'm gonna have to develop it from
Well, I think your voice
a
is
artist.
unique, and even though I hear, I mean, your voice would work now. You have a, in my opinion, you have a timeless voice.
I'll
And I
try.
know you're still playing. Are you still recording?
I'm still doing, things on myself. I'm always writing stuff. Matter of fact, when I called you a couple of nights ago, I was playing stuff for you. I'm always doing something. It's when it's in. You know what? If I'm a addict for anything, I'm an addict for music. I mean, I need that daily fix. This music is my this is my fix. I mean, no doubt about it. I don't see how anyone could not listen to music, especially if it's good music, and not feel something and not inherit something from that music. So I'm always recording, man. Getting up there in age, but they don't sign 70-year
Oh,
olds.
don't even start now.
Yeah. They
Cut
don't
it out.
sign. They
Cut it
don't
out.
sign 70 years old. 70-year-old. Although Bobby Rush is still touring, and Bobby is 84, 85, and he's still going. Hey, I applaud Jeffrey Osborne. Look at Jeffrey's in his late 70s, still going. Um, uh,
Mm.
Somebody I admire very much and is Billy Ocean, still going. Lionel, still going. Uh, Peebo Bryson, still going. And when I hear that, I mean that's a. I mean, do people know that there's not many icons left? That they're all leaving. So where's the musical fix gonna come from? It's gonna come from what they did yesterday, because that music is timeless. There's no way you can get that music out of your system. I just sit up here the other night, just listen to all the Motown classic hits, listen to Aretha's greatest hits. I listen to all of that. I'm even sit up and listen to Nat King Cole, all his greatest hits. Same Ray Charles. Well, just that music is timeless, and when I hear it, there'll never be another one. Just like Luther, there'll never be another Luther Vandross, ever. Some people will try to replicate, as did October London with the Marvin Gaye thing, but nowhere. I'm sorry. There is no second coming of Marvin Gaye. I love his music, but be you, because
Say again.
I
What?
said I love October London's music, but there is no second coming of Marvin Gaye. There's always going to be only one Marvin Gaye, and Marvin was in a completely different zone from any artist I think ever, because not only was he's an accomplished musician, he's a great composer. All people got to do is go back and listen to what's going on. Listen to I Want You. Those two albums right there, just those two, just he changed the whole realm of music. Not only that, when he did the national anthem, he changed that. Nobody else would ever be able to replicate that. I just watched a Korean kid. They're trying to call him the next Michael Jackson. He's a great vocalist. There is no next Michael Jackson. There's one Michael. I don't buy that. Comparisons, no. It's just like when people say they compare Chris Brown to Michael Jackson. Stop. No, absolutely not. And that's my opinion. My personal opinion is Chris Brown is nowhere near Michael Jackson.
Does not necessarily reflect the opinion of the network or its sponsors.
Exactly. Yeah, we gonna clarify that one. Yeah, and we have to. And I tell you, I even dug, man, doing the gospel. I did stuff with John P. Key, Fred Hammond, Kurt Carr. I'd love doing that. Kurt Franklin did one of Kurt Franklin's workshops down here in Michigan. I branched off into that. I've done just about every jazz artist. Just about. There's some I haven't, but so I dibble dabbled in everything. R&B, jazz, gospel. Of course, our breaking into the other genres of music are kind of hard. You don't see too many folks of color out with the pop acts or rock acts. Not that I haven't wanted to do that, but I'm still satisfied with what I've done. I've worked for a lot of folks. I've worked with a lot of people, and I've been fortunate, extremely.
Let me do another station ID right quick. Then we're gonna come back. We got a little bit more time.
Okay.
If it's something you want to touch on, I wanted to get to our association with TJ Entertainment.
Okay.
And what we might be doing, what we're going to do in 2026.
Yes, sir.
But right now, I got Mr. Lonnie Polk Jr., singer, songwriter, producer, entrepreneur, actually, musical entrepreneur. And it's an absolute honor to have him on the show. A very talented individual across the board. So you're listening to WJZZ Cool TV. Off the cuff, I'm your host, Mark Scott. And if you like the content that we're giving you today, we bring this kind of information across the spectrum of the entertainment industry. Hit that like button, hit that share, leave a comment. We want to know what you think. We want to know if you got any information that you want to provide. If you got any questions for the guests that we have, leave them in the comment, and we most definitely will respond back to you. So again, this is WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And we have Mr. Lonnie Polk Jr. on the show tonight. We've been working together since 1999, and in TJ Entertainment.
Yeah, probably even before. This has been a long time.
We've collaborated on a number of things. Even when we were down at United Sound, we collaborated on a number of songs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. And so we have a plan for 2026 that we are uh, building the structure for now and launching it in January. This man here, along with a number of other people, but mostly this guy right here, Mr. Lonnie Polk, has been instrumental in the development of TJ Entertainment LLC and TJ Records. So we're proud to be able to say that. Um, do you do promotions and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know you put on shows, and I know you're into politics and all that kind of stuff too. So we don't have time to get into all the things
I don't
that
want to get into
Mr.
politics.
Polk that he's involved in.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, I say we got to keep ourselves kind of keep the saturation out there. The shows, I'm not doing too much with the shows now. With in regards to yourself, is I just think people need to hear you. People need to see you perform. Uh, and uh, and since the whole technology has changed with marketing and
Yeah.
stuff, it just makes it so much easier. I just want to say thank you, AI, because I can take something and 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 build it. Of course, it will get embellished by the software, but it's still going to present a nice presentation of yourself. I really, like I said, I've always have said this to you. I said, and you are well traveled, no doubt. I mean, you've been many places, and the thing is that although you've been many places, there are places in people's heads that you have not visited yet, and that's where I think we're going to be able to because people look at, well, you've been doing this for so. No, I don't buy that whole time thing. Don't look at the calendar and tell me what year it is. I know what year it is. I know how long I've been here. I know what I got to do to continue. But you you're you're a long ways from being done, in my opinion. And you're still, I think anyone that goes on and sees you perform, if it's on YouTube or anywhere, I haven't heard an audience that did not respond. And that's what encourages me so much with you, is because not only because our history is because you have to work with people that believe in what you're doing.
Mm.
And I believe in you. I always have. And as you've been supportive of me, uh, and and that's just keeping things consistent, and that's one thing I tell everyone. If they got people that work with you, they got to believe in what you're doing. If they don't believe in what you're doing, then if they're there for the monetary, they're not there for you. And to me, it's not about money anymore. It's about my emotional satisfaction, and how satisfied am I with what I'm doing, uh, the people I'm working with, uh, are they focused on really being an entertainer, being an artist? It's more than just walking in the studio and pumping out a few notes. It's almost like politics. I mean, you gotta have a certain profile. You know this. You gotta have the right core of people working with you.
They're very important.
Yeah, because if you got some knuckleheads, then you're gonna get some knuckleheads trying to get involved with you. And we've talked about that because I know you've experienced some stuff that, oh man, this program would have to be 5 hours long, really, to go through it all, because you Ooh, man.
Well,
I mean, to go from where you were to today, there's so much history behind that. I mean, there's a lot of history behind it. And that's why I said when we put ourselves together, I think we can't be defeated. Um, I think that anything is possible. I still have always believed that. I do to this day that if one thing, you got to have compassion for what you're doing, because if you don't have any compassion for it, it's like having a good woman. If you don't know how to treat her, let her go. Just like your music, if you don't know how to get your music right where it's palatable to anyone that listens to it. Now, there's some people who are not going to listen to it, of course. The opinionated ear, but good music is good music.
yeah.
And it may not be a style that I like, but it's not about what I like. You know, if I hear, just like every one of your albums you did, I mean, they're good albums. Then, but people have to adjust their listening. I mean, there's so much music out there now. I've got to almost uh, tune myself in to what I'm listening to. And you have to, and I think you have to listen to it enough to kind of understand where it's going, the style of it is. You know, it's, and you know this because I'm a very funny writer, as some folks have said, and my formula is backwards. It's not forwards because I write from what I what I see and what I feel,
Yeah. Yeah.
and my arrangements and stuff are a little abstract sometimes, but at the same time, uh, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, it's
Uh,
not. It's not.
we have to have a creative edge.
Mhm. Hey,
Just
look,
something like that.
you're working with some artists now, right?
I'm working with Dante Young.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Tell us about that.
Now that's my main artist. I've been working with him for 3 years. He's heck of a writer, man. Very good vocalist. He uh, he kind of struggled around here because, like I said, Grand Rapids doesn't have an outlet. So right now, what I'm working on is getting him marketed and the markets that are most important: Atlanta,
What's his name
Chicago.
again?
Dante Young,
Dante Young.
yeah,
Okay.
Dante Young,
All right.
and we got a single out now called "Intrigue." This is the fourth single that we've done off of the album. We're going to release the entire album in January. Um, but he's a phenomenal cat, man. I mean,
Okay.
he's heck of a writer. I think if anybody goes and they listen to anything he has out, the first single we put out was "Who Am I," which was talking about the our ethnicity, where we came from, and then we did "With You," and then we did "We Ain't Got to Go Nowhere," which we didn't let that one last long enough, and he wanted to release another single, so we released another one, and
So you said you're gonna release this album in January?
in January. Yep.
Okay, we have to try to get him in here.
Yeah.
We have to try to get him on the show. Dante Young,
Dante Young.
and you're
Dante
his
Young.
manager.
Yes, I handle his personal. I call it. I'm his conditioner. I handle his personal affairs. You know, I say that, and I'll tell any artist that if you don't have a hand in your career, then it's not your career. And even the most successful artist should have a hand in his career. If there's something that you don't particularly care that's going on, you should say something about it.
Mm.
Management is supposed to be a guide. That's all management is. I'm going to handle your affairs and I'm going to make sure that things are put in place the way they should be. Not, oh, yeah, I collect your money, make sure you make money. Because, That's a David Franklin theory,
Mm.
and I stay away from that one. It's not about money.
So let me ask you this one question. His name is Dante Young.
Yes,
The
sir.
name of his song is what?
Intrigued.
Intrigue.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, we're out of time, Lonnie. I'm gonna have to get we're gonna have to pick this up another time.
Well, look,
This is
brother.
WJZZ Cool TV. My guest tonight was Lonnie Polk Jr. And I hope you love the content. Hit the subscribe, the like button, and leave a comment. Until next time, we love you and stay safe.
All right, brother. Love you.